So I also realized that I never uploaded the recording from last week, so I need to do that. Literally, today I was looking through things and I was like, oh, I never did that. But I had a crap ton of y'all tag me and stuff last week, and I know Mandy and Chelsea did too. And then we had a bunch of like leads come out of that. Potential distributors that have been watching a lot of us, and then kind of was like, oh, you know, they have training and they have fun and whatever. So same thing this week, guys. Take a screenshot of whichever one of us talking that you want to, you know, share a tip from and tag us in it. Talk about how, yes, put your Instagrams in there. Talk about how you know, just learned XYZ, or talk about how one thing I'm hitting hard on tonight is not using your warm market, or not relying on your warm market. Rather, we all use our warm market. Like, that's part of this job. You're posting and stuff, and your warm market sees it, but that is not the end all be all. Like, you should be able to sign strangers. And I don't know if Shannon Julie is on here or not. She's brand new, but I want to give a shout out to her because she has signed 2 or 3 customers from Host to Post this week that she did not know. She's a brand new distributor. I'm talking started less than 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and she is just kicking freaking butt with Host to Post. So this week is all about signing customers. I was like, I'm looking at my notes and that is not what that says. Oh, look, and they got wet. Guys, I'm sitting outside on my back porch. Not even a porch. I don't know what it's called, a patio or something. And it's like, I'm looking at all the trees. It's gorgeous. My shirt literally says living the dream. And that pretty much sums it up. I don't know. Mandy would say the same thing because I see her in her van right now. Like, because of this business, we have the freedom to live however the heck we want to live. So if that's sitting out on your back deck with no makeup on and basically in pajamas, if that's traveling around the country in a van, if that's being like Chelsea, where you're at the beach all the time in the summer, like, that's what this business will do for you if you work the business. So when talking about customers, I wanted to start by saying something that Ray always says. And he talks about how when you start network marketing, the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, all you're doing is either paying the debt or collecting on the life that you lived before network marketing. And if that doesn't make sense to you, I'm going to break it down in a minute. But literally, the easiest thing to do on social media is reinvent yourself. And it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to completely reinvent yourself, because again, you're not relying on the people that know you in real life. You can be whoever the heck you want on social media. So if you are negative Nancy and you start this business and you're like, I need to like be positive and put out the kind of like vibrations that I want to get back, you can do that. You can completely turn your attitude around on social media. And within 3, 4, 5, 6 months, no one on your friends list knows you as negative Nancy anymore. But when you first join, if you're that person that you send chain letters around all the dang time, we all get them. But if you're that person that forwards those chain letters all the time, you start messaging people, they look at it as another chain letter. You're just sending around spam and they're going to ignore it. If you're the person who you are always looking for the next get rich quick thing, and you're always talking about the next, you know, lottery ticket or whatever thing that you're like going to get rich from, your whole audience is looking at you doing it works as the next get rich quick thing. It's not going to pay out for you. The same with, are you somebody who you lie and manipulate and you kind of fudge the truth anytime that you can? You'll walk over anybody to get to whatever you want to get to. Again, they're going to look at you in this business as you doing the same thing. No one's going to want to join you. No one's going to want to buy anything from you. So you are going to 3, 4, 5, 6 months be putting in a lot of work, and you're paying for the life that you had before it works. So you're not going to get a whole lot out of it with your warm market and the people that are already on your social media. But at the same time, guys, birds of a feather flock together. If you're, let me make sure I've got everyone muted. If you're somebody who you haven't done much at all with your life business-wise, like maybe you're an awesome stay-at-home mom. I'm not saying like you haven't done anything great with your life, but as far as other people don't know it, awesome. And then you start doing something like this, most of the people on your network don't have an entrepreneur mind. So you're not signing many of those people as distributors because birds of a feather flock together. Same with if you were someone who you were super skeptical about this and you kind of bad-mouthed it for a while, guess what all of your network is already doing? So you have to completely get out of your network and develop a whole new network. But that's the same thing. Like I think of, I don't remember her name. Sinclair, is it Ashley Sinclair? She built to ambassador, I believe in 90 days is what it was, in 3 months. No, 9 months. Just kidding. She built to ambassador in 9 months. I was like, 90 days seems right. No, 9 months. But she'll even tell you she did it because guess what? She was cashing in on her life before it works. She already put all the time in and built all those relationships because she owned I think it was a boutique, some kind of store. And she did really, really well for herself. So when she started It Works, she had a whole giant network of people to pull from. So if you're someone and you come into this and you were big in like the blogging world or on YouTube, or you had a small business, you had a boutique, like you had a very big either online presence or offline presence, like you had a lot of influence, then this business will take off for you very quickly, but you'll also run out of that warm market. So that's why even if it is taking off for you, or maybe you're somebody who it took off and then it kind of plateaued because you never learned to get out of your market. So regardless, if you're paying for your life or you're cashing in on your life, you have to learn to get away from your life and basically, again, get a whole new sphere of people, but learn how to have them coming in consistently. You don't just reinvent yourself one time. Because I loved what he said, like people don't get lucky in network marketing. It's just a reflection of all the work or the work that they didn't do before they started the game. For me, I didn't take off in this business because I hadn't done any work before the business and I had burned a lot of bridges. So when I started this, it was just another thing that she was trying to do to make extra money. And like, how long is this one going to last? Now, 5.5 years later, a lot of those people are now asking questions, but I guarantee they weren't knocking down my door when I first started this. I will say though, the easiest way to circumvent that and start signing people right away, specifically customers, is host to post, because those people aren't trusting you. They're trusting whoever you posted for you. So for example, let's say, I'm just going to use Ashley Sinclair as an example. If I would have came into this with no network, but I knew my friend Ashley, she wasn't in this business and she posted for me, and that post is going to blow up because they're trusting her. They're not trusting me. Now, that's also why some of your host to posts don't blow up, because the people posting for you, they don't have any credibility with their market. So their post isn't going to blow up because they're so used to that person posting scams, get rich quick things, every kind of conspiracy theory out there. And that brings me to another thing. We always talk about, don't be super, controversial on your page. Now, I don't buy into the whole stay away from religion and politics and this, but to a point, yes. Like, you won't see me arguing about politics and religion and that stuff on my page. One, me arguing on Facebook isn't going to change the country. I don't care what people tell you. That's just not smart. But two, now your Facebook is a reflection of your business. So if you're constantly arguing about whatever you like to argue about, then don't expect anyone to take you seriously when it comes to the business side of things. And guys, I'm thinking of a specific distributor that she got her Facebook shut down a few times because she loved to go on and argue about politics. She could have been a diamond by now. Like, I have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She did really well. She signed distributors, signed customers. She was charismatic. She was good when she was good, and she wasn't when she wasn't working. She very much was one of those like flip-floppers, doesn't have a lot of discipline, a lot of consistency, but when it's new and shiny, she was running for it. So something that Kim Kane said, and she took it from somebody, I'm sure she didn't make it up, but she said, you're not always going to have motivation, but you can always have discipline. Create the habits. We don't always have motivation. I do not always wake up like, oh yeah, let's go like work this business. I'm so excited. But I do always wake up, you know what? I'm so thankful for the life that I have. I can get up whenever I want. I can go to bed whenever I want. I can hang out on my back deck because of this business. So I need to have the discipline to keep the business going, because I don't ever want to have a job again. I don't ever want to go clock in to an 8 to 5 and leave my daughter somewhere. Now with customers, I know Mandy and Chelsea are different with this. I do sign 99% of my customers on host to post. And the reason that I lead with host to post when it comes to my new distributors is because it does so many things. It grows your network. It has you sign customers. It has you sign distributors. And I guess those are the three main things that it does, right? Yeah. But it's completely unlimited. Like it does not matter. There's no cap to the amount of people I can reach with host to post. Where if I'm just relying on my own posting, there is a cap and it's much slower. So the biggest thing I would say is it grows your network. It does bring in leads, which is awesome. But that's all part of that reinventing yourself is growing your network. You have to get people on there that don't know the old you because this business should be changing you. You should be turning into somebody new and somebody better and constantly focusing and working on becoming a better person. But you're going to have those people that always see you as the old you. I have people from my time in New Mexico that it does not matter. Like I'm a college graduate, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm completely clean and sober. I've been sober and clean for almost 10 years now. And they still see me as that 16-year-old kid that was always in trouble and headed down a real rocky path. What's up, babe? Hi. She sees me out here, so she's gonna talk. But it doesn't matter how much better I've done with my life and the fact that I have broken every single stereotype that I was given and every single statistic. I've broken every single statistic for what I should have been from where I came from. And it doesn't matter that I've broken all those statistics. There are still people that see that 16-year-old, troubled little brat that just did whatever she wanted to when they look at me. And that's going to be your life as well. If you come from a past that is not the greatest before it works, those people are probably not going to buy into this because they're always going to see you as that person. That's just what it is. So it's your job to use social media to reinvent yourself because you can be whoever you want to be. And I stick to that. And then social media is the easiest way to start becoming that person and showing the world that you're that person. So with signing customers, I'm just going to give you a few random tips to go along with that because I feel like Chelsea and Mandy probably have a little bit more detailed when it comes to customer signing, but it all stems from adding to your network consistently, posting, and then branding yourself. And I'll get into that a little bit, but with host to post, I'm just, again, random tips. With host to post something, and I taught this to Savannah, and she even said like it was so much easier. Everyone that posted for me in July, I'm asking them to post again in August. Everyone that'll post for me in August, I'm asking them to post again in September. So I keep a list of everyone that posts for me. And all I got to do is go back. Okay, I need to ask 20 people to host a post today. Okay, first 20 people that posted last month, that's what I'm asking. What you doing?
They're about to eat.
Okay, you want to say hi? She came home. Yeah, a lot of them will every month, Chelsea. Say hi. Hi. All right, your dinner is up by the microwave, I think. Another random post or another random tip, even though I do not put before and afters on my page, like you will hardly ever see a before and after on my page. And if I put it up there, 24 hours and it's deleted. My page is not spammy. But I do put before and afters in every single conversation over Messenger. If someone is on a host to post for hair, skin, and nails, I'm sending them a few before and afters, my first message to them. Like, hey, you wanted info on this? This is what it does. This is what it looks like. Because the before and afters are what kind of like create the emotion and sell the product. Another tip for signing customers is use the products. Guys, you've got to use the products and show that you're using them if you want to sign people off of your market. So if you're like, I love host to post, but I also want to post on my own wall, guys, posting on your own wall has to be personal. Cannot be adsy on your own wall. Now I do both. I do on my own wall and I do host to post. And I think everyone should do that. And I get in the very beginning, you're brand new. Maybe you haven't had a chance to try anything. You're waiting on your order. Start with host to post. You don't have anything to post on your wall. That's okay. But what you don't want to do is start making your wall look like a walking catalog for It Works. When you start posting on your own page, you want it to be personal and stuff that you're actually using. So the three I use the most, and I know Mandy and Chelsea do the coffee too, because I see them make it. I make the coffee in my stories anytime I make it. Now, I don't use it every single day, so I don't make it every single day. But you know what I do use every single day? The energy sticks. And I talk about that on my stories. I call them super mom sticks. And I talk about how tomorrow I'll be talking about have 5 kids here all day, like still have a lot to do. Boom, super mom stick. Like today I had 3 kids, and I think the rest of the week I have 3 kids. And then Friday we're gonna be at the fair from like 10 in the morning until probably 10 at night. Like we're gonna be there all day long with kids because that's my life. The hair, skin, and nails. I feel like every time I've gotten on these freedom series, my hair has been up in a bun, but that's okay. My hair is very, very long because of the pills. So sometimes I'll randomly just like do a boomerang of me popping a pill in my mouth and say day whatever of the mermaid challenge. And people will randomly message me like, oh, what's the mermaid challenge? And then I talk to them a little bit about it. The next tip is, especially if you're new, follow the 5-day posting schedule. Or if your leader has another posting schedule, follow that. But all the 5-day posting schedule is it's a 5-day rotation, and it allows everyone to meet in the middle. It allows you, if you're someone who you're like me when I started and I only posted like once a month, once every other month on my Facebook, it gives you something to post every day without feeling spammy. If you're someone who you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you post 10 and 15 times a day, it allows you to scale back. You can still post a couple of times a day, and you can still share the things that you love. No one's asking you to turn into the It Works walking catalog anymore. They used to, not anymore. But you can still sprinkle the business and the products in there and feel good about it. So it's just a way to kind of get everyone on the same page with posting. And then once you understand how to post and like the psychology behind it, you don't have to follow the 5-day anymore. I don't follow it. Savannah doesn't follow it, I don't think, or at least like loosely. She's like, oh, maybe I do. But we all kind of gauge, okay, for example, if I share a day 3 post, that's a bad example. If I share a day 1 post and it flunks, I might share another day 1 post. If I share a funny post and I get like 5 likes on it, clearly it wasn't that funny, then I might delete it and do another day 2 post that night. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of can flip flop it. Another random tip is brand yourself. Again, this will be a little bit later on in your journey, but ask yourself, why do people come to my page? Because I'm going to give you a hint. It's not to see what the It Works products are doing. It's not to see what new products are on the market. There are thousands of It Works distributors. Why should people come to your page? And guys, if you... Okay, so you have to be your own brand. Again, you have to ask the question, why do people come to my page? Do you make them laugh? Are you inspirational? Do you share about a specific topic? Guys, in the comments, if you've ever been to my social media, drop 1 word that you would say describes my brand. Why do people come to my page? I guarantee most of you will hit the head on the nail because it's a pretty clear thing when you head in there. There you go, homeschool. Homeschooling, teaching, parenting. There's a few different, little subtitles for it, but there's no question when you go to my page that is my brand. Some of y'all I don't even know. Like I do not know you from Adam because you're not on my team, but you've been to my page and you already know that people come to my page for homeschooling. They get awesome product knowledge and how to make money online as well. That's why so many of our team are homeschool moms. Let's see. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is just building those relationships. Fortune is definitely in the follow-up. Here's the problem with that. When you're getting people off of post to post, it is 100% an impulse buy because they don't know you. They saw the ad, they posted, they want it. There's no relationship to you. There's no emotional connection to you. So when you're doing those follow-ups, it turns into a very salesy process because there's no relationship. And then a month down the road, you follow up and that person has blocked you or has unfriended you or whatever. So drop in the comments, how long did it take you to sign your first customer? I was going to do that earlier and I forgot. Because I do want to say, I started this before Host to Post was ever a thing. It took me an entire month to sign my first customer. And that's fine. 2 weeks and it was my mom. Yeah, mine was a month and it was my 7th grade teacher. Alicia, 17 days. Alicia, was it someone from your warm market or someone from cold market? Most of us who started way back in the day, our first customer was somebody from our family. Now, yeah, warm market, my aunt. Now we have new people joining and they're signing people left and right. 6 months. Yeah. And they're from people that they don't know because that's what we teach you guys to do. And that's the one thing that sets us apart from every other network marketing company. I've seen people try to do it and they're so spammy about it. They never get anyone to comment on their ads because they don't have the training to do it. They just see it works people doing it. So like, oh, I could do that. And it doesn't work for them. So be thankful because I wish we had hosted a post when I started this. So the way I do the build relationships is I do make sure. Yeah. So at the end of every month, every single person that I talked to that was ready to order and just didn't, they go on a specific list and I just call them, July 2021 potential loyal customers. I don't put everyone I talk to. There would be hundreds of people a month on there. Sometimes people reach out, they have no interest in the product. But if they got all the way through, I told them about the product, I told them the price, I gave them the loyal customer script, and they were ready to either send me their info or go to my website and order, and they just didn't. Those people go on my list. And what I do is once a month, I go, and I do this for an entire year. So like this is August 2021. So I'm going to be interacting on people that I talked to in August of 2020. Now, most of the time, by a year later, you've only got 4 or 5 people left on that list because they've weeded themselves out or they've ordered, and that's fine. But I have my notebook here and it just has pages and pages. All it is potential customers and potential distributors from each month. So every month I just take a new notebook paper, write July 2021. These are all my potential customers. July 2021. These are all my potential distributors. And same thing, guys, with potential distributors, I only write them on that specific list. Usually I'll have about 20, 25 people on that list just to let you gauge. Like you shouldn't have 150 people on there. It should be manageable. It's people who are so serious and they just didn't buy or didn't join because of the money. Everything else was fine. So once a month I'll go through and I will interact on their wall. So again, also goes if they won't even accept your friend request, I'm not putting them on that list. They're clearly not serious and I can't build a relationship with them that way. So I have it written down I go warm to cold. So my first people I'm going to interact with this month will be my potential customers and distributors from July 2021. And I do this with my customers too, by the way. So I'll have a specific day where I interact with all of my customers that I signed and all of my distributors that I signed from July 2021. So I just interact. I like and comment on 3 or 4 of their things, and then I send them a message. Now, sometimes it's a follow-up if we're ready for another follow-up. Sometimes it's I saw something cool on their page, I screenshot it, send it to them with a voice message of why I liked it or a question or just anything to, again, build the relationship. So not every month am I saying, hey, I've got a sale on the hair, skin, and nails. Hey, do you want to make extra money? Hey, we have a new product. Like sometimes it's just personal and it just gets them in a conversation with me and it gets them seeing my posts. So it is a little bit of extra work, but if you're doing host to post, you almost have to do it like that or you're losing a lot of those leads. One thing that I do the beginning of every month, and I just did this. I just did this. So I have just on a notebook paper, I have August 2nd, August 3rd, August 4th. I just have it written down. Our team does 3 power hours a day. The first one is literally like basically follow-ups, checking in with distributors and getting some new hosts to post up. The second one is checking in on our old hosts to post, getting more new hosts to post up. The third one we call the maintenance hour. We return messages and we do some kind of maintenance thing. So like today I updated my loyal customer and distributor list from July. So I spent 30 minutes and I just made sure that again, that list is now in this folder. Potential loyal customers, potential distributors. Tomorrow during my maintenance hour, I'll be interacting and checking in on all of my solid distributors. All that means is distributors that have been on my team that work regardless if I check in on them. I'm going to go to their pages, make sure if there's anything that I don't know about that I could pray about, I put that on my list because people share stuff on Facebook. And then I'll check in with all of my solid distributors and just say, hey, is there anything I can do for you this month? Anything you're working toward? Like, you don't want to leave your solid people in the dust and spend all your time building relationships with the people who haven't signed yet. Keep that in mind. August 5th, I'm interacting with all of my July 2021 potential customers and potential distributors. August 6th, I'm doing nothing because I'm at the fair. August 7th, I'm writing thank you cards for everyone the week before. Like, I have it written down every single day of the month. What am I doing during what we call the maintenance hour? And that covers, I will be interacting with all of my potential customers and potential distributors that I've had over the last 12 months, all my customers and distributors that I've signed over the last 12 months. And again, I'm doing the same thing with all of them, guys. I'm liking and commenting on a few of their posts, sending them a message about something. Could be business related, not business related. It depends on what I message them the month before. And by the way, if I send a personal message and they don't respond, and I do that a couple months in a row, I take them off my list. Like, if they don't want to build a relationship with me at all, they clearly aren't interested in the business or the products, don't overthink it. Like, you don't have to keep them on your list if you've messaged them 7 times and they've never responded. I think that's it. Like I said, most of it was pretty random, but all of it has just helped me a lot to sign customers, but also retain the customers, which I feel like if I'm putting all the work into signing you, I would like to retain you or turn you into a distributor and help you actually make some money that way. So I am going to pass it off to Mandy. And Mandy, same thing, is just going to give us some tips on signing customers and any other tips that she might have.
Hello. Yes, I'm in the van, you guys. I slept. I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock, and my alarm went off at 9:20. I'm like, crap. Well, I look like shit. So this is just how I'm rolling now that I live in the van. I'm currently at my cousin's house, but the beauty of this business, you guys, means that I get to travel whenever I want. I just have one more thing left to fix on my van that the mechanic was meant to fix on Friday, and that didn't get fixed, and then I'm good to go at the end of the month. But last month I actually had a really good month. I signed 26 customers last month, and I felt like, honestly, for the last 6 months, like for this whole year, it was the most flowing, easy month, and I signed 26 customers. The way, the 3 main ways that I sign customers, last month was a little bit different, and I know Chelsea does 10-minute messaging sprees, and I've never really been a big messaging spree person. When I first started, like Tonya was saying, I was just posting 25 posts being join my team, buy my greens, want to buy hair, skin and nails. It was terrible. Okay, so when we're telling you not to do that, just listen to us, because we've learned the hard way. In Australia, I don't know about Canada and the US, but Australian people are hard to crack. So I'm now slowly selling sample packs to people from 2 years ago. So when Tonya was saying about building that relationship with people, I have people that I've built a relationship with over the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that now that I'm traveling in the van are welcoming me into their house, telling me that they'll show me around the area that they live in, saying I can park my van in their driveway. So building relationships for me is huge. So even when they're coming from host to post, or whether they're coming from, just a random adding spree or anything like that, I'm building that relationship with them. And like I was saying, like Tonya was saying about not just saying are you ready to order now? We have a sale on hair, skin and nails. I'm building that relationship with people. I always send happy birthday messages every single morning, which is a good way of building relationships. If you guys were on our April's team call last week, she mentioned about starting a Facebook group. I've never had a Facebook group before. I don't really know how to run it, and it's all completely new to me, but I did start a Facebook group last week. I think I have 250 people in there so far. And the same thing with branding. I'm kind of running my group the same way I'm running my Facebook page. Tonya's all about homeschooling. I'm very inspirational and self-love and traveling and stuff like that. So I'm keeping that same thing in my Facebook group. But when I throw a post in there, those particular people who are already potential customers and distributors are more likely to see it than your Facebook page. I made a random post in that Facebook group that I don't normally, I'm in Australia, so we don't have Skinny Brew or anything like that. I normally do 5-day sample packs of the keto coffee. And for that group in particular, I said, I'll do 5 for $35 and 10 for $60. And I think I had 3 people buy sample packs. I've had 1 or 2 people order products, but I've built that relationship with them. So I'm posting every couple of days about a product in there, as well as this is the book that I'm reading. This is a positive quote. I posted in there yesterday saying what a crazy weekend that I had, but I love that, you know, I get the freedom of in the middle of a Monday to travel 2 hours to stay with my cousin and go to the beach. So I signed most of my customers through messaging, posting, and host to post. Last month I didn't really focus that much on host to post, and I don't print out my steps to success, but there was it was like a graphic thing that I think it was Chantel Spielman posted in the Road to VIP page, and I just uploaded it into my good notes, and I kept track of how I was signing customers last month. So I like highlighted yellow for everyone I signed from a post, highlighted green for everyone that came from host to post, highlighted blue everyone that came from me messaging, just so that I could keep track of it. And I really suggest you guys do that, because then you can go back and look what's working for you. And obviously things are always going to move and change. But last month I didn't do it 100% consistently, but there was probably 2 weeks where I messaged 100 people a day. Obviously if I needed distributors, some days I was messaging like 50 people for the business and 50 people for loyal customers. I'm sure that you guys like Chelsea and Tonya have boards and stuff. I board with some different loyal customer messages and things like that, but I was just alternating between them all. And I signed a lot of customers through that, and I've actually never done that before, which was really exciting. So I was doing that. I think I signed majority of my customers. I signed 26, I believe about 12 or 13 of them came from my posts. A few came from host to post because I didn't really focus on that. But in saying that, some of them were following up from prior months. And then my posts. So I use the products as well, obviously. When I first started this, you guys, I was like broke than a joke. I bought my starter kit, and back then it was just like a whole packet of wraps, and I was like, I don't need wraps. What am I going to do? And I think I ordered there was a hair, skin and nails BOGO or something. I didn't run my auto shipment, but what I tried to do every month. So I don't know if you guys are new, or if you've been in a little bit and you haven't tried a lot of stuff and you don't have the money to do it. I suggest you order one product a month, something new. Specifically, like the skincare will last you 6 months. I literally just bought my second bottle of Refresh, I think, since we bought the new one out. Buying something something different every month, so you can show people how you're using it, show people how you like it. When people come to you, they're going to trust you more when you've used the products yourself. Now, I get that some, particularly myself, I don't need to lose weight. Do I drink the coffee every day? Yes. Do I use TFX? No, I don't have a lot of the products that you guys have in the US, but I can say, this is my friend Chelsea, and share before and afters, because I'm like Tonya. I don't share a lot of before and afters on my page. I do chuck some in my story. Like some days I will talk about me making my coffee, or I'll do a boomerang or something like that, and I'll just chuck a couple before and afters after that. But I don't typically post before and afters on my page. I got a really, really good response from a TFX post that I shared like a week or two ago. I think I got about 4 customers from it. And then obviously I was following up with people, but I don't post before and afters or anything like that. And the thing is, I love that Tonya said about you have to reinvent yourself, and it takes 3 to 6 months from when you joined, because I was somebody who posted every now and again, but it was random quotes here or there, or, oh, poor me, I'm such a strong person because of all of the things that I've been through. And it was just a lot of crap. So I'm glad that you said that, because it makes so much sense. And I think a lot of newbies need to hear that. It does take a long time for you to reinvent yourself and pay your dues and stuff like that. And if you are somebody that used to post 700 times a day, you can scale it back, but it will take a little bit of time. I hadn't done anything like this before, but I always gave up on things. So my network knew, oh, well, she's doing this and she's going to change her mind in a week. Oh, she's doing that. How long is this going to last? And, I'm the same. I have people now that are like, oh, you're still doing that thing? I pulled my van up into a service station and someone was like, oh, you actually did that? I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm surprised too, but I'm still here. And I'm the same. I'm not motivated all the time. I haven't really done a whole lot of work the whole weekend. I left on Friday. Everything went pear-shaped, but I had delicious apple martinis on Friday night with my girls. So that was great. And I haven't done a whole lot, but I had 2 hours spare. So I got out 35 host to post the other day. I've been doing host to post on steroids. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically getting your people to share a post about the giveaway rather than about a product. Because I had recently just, if you guys were on the call yesterday, this is what Lisa was saying, but I've recently cleared out my friends list. Like I probably deleted about 700 people. And I'm like, I need some new people, because you'll find that the same people keep posting for you, which is not a bad thing. But like Tonya was saying as well, if your people that are posting for you don't have a presence on social media or don't have an influence, like she was saying, you're not going to get a whole lot of responses. I had one girl that shared a partnered up post to me, and I think she nearly got 100 comments. Like I'm still trying to catch up from that. So I'm going to focus a little bit more this month on host to post. And then as well as messaging and as well as posting, I find that, yeah, just like relationships are huge, you guys. Like Tonya was saying, host to post is more of a like sporadic thing. But if you build that relationship with them and you're continuously like posting and sharing your life and your goals, something that I did in my Facebook group when the girls ordered a product or they bought a sample pack, I made a post in there and I tagged them and I said, like, thank you so much. I think her name was Linta. That's bad. For your support and buying a sample pack. That's like half a tank of petrol in my van. And I said, like, thank you to another girl that actually signed up as a loyal customer and said, it's people like you that allow me to live my dream, because people in the business and as a customer want to feel like they're a part of something. And I have people that I will message to say happy birthday that don't reply to any product messages that I send, maybe do a host to post here and there. And they tell me, they're like, wow, it's so good. I've seen your van life like transform and like it all come to life. I've had people just randomly say, yeah, thanks for the birthday message. If you're ever in the area, like let me know. Or I'll message them and say happy birthday. And they're like, yeah, I need to order the coffee. Can you message me in 2 weeks? But I'm not pushy. I'll follow up with them. Typically, let's just say I talk to somebody on a Monday. I give them the price about the coffee and they don't respond. I'll message them typically that night and just say, does that make sense? And then I'll message them on Friday following up saying, like, I've got one spot left or whatever. I'll message them again the following week. And then I'll message them every other Friday, but about different things, as well as saying happy birthday and interacting with their page, inviting them to my group. So I'm only messaging people that are a potential, that have been interested in the business or interested in products or bought sample packs or anything like that, is who I was adding into that group. But I've had a decent response from that, but I haven't done anything really all weekend. But the thing is, you have to be consistent with it. You can't just spend one day sending 50 messages and say, oh, I'm done for the week, thanks, that was fun. No. And do I want to sit there and message 100 people? No. But do I want to live my best life traveling the country? Absolutely. So I will just get it done. And I'm obviously trying to like find some kind of happy medium and routine. I hope you guys can hear me. It's starting to rain. Of getting work done early in the morning so that I can go out and do things for the rest of the day. But it proves, I spent that time messaging those people over the course of July, and I signed 26 customers from it. So sometimes it might, and I think too, because I've built a lot of relationships with those people, it might have been a little bit like quicker for me. But take the time, and I promise you that it's going to pay off. I remember the month that I went diamond in June. I lost my job at the end of March, I think it was. So I was lucky to be getting a Ruby Pay, and I was like, okay, I need to hustle my ass off. And yes, it came from like March-ish until June, but it would have happened so much quicker if I had have been doing the work prior to that. And with full conference coming up next month, if you don't get the work done now, you're going to be kicking yourself when they bring out whatever the heck they bring out. So just show up. Like, it's going to pay off in so many different ways. Get up a little bit earlier, go to bed a little bit later, get the work done even when it's busy. I know you guys have summertime over there, but you will be thankful when whatever happens at conference comes out and you're like, well, damn, I wish. You're either going to say, I'm so glad I did all of that work, or I wish I had of. And too many times I've said I wish I've had of. So I'm excited to see what they bring out at full conference, because I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I am super excited for conference in September. I'm also excited for conference in February, and I hope it's in person again, because I want to see everybody in person. but I will take what I can get at this point because that's just where we live right now. All right, Chelsea, you want to take it over?
Yes, sure. And I'm right with you. I really hope they do something in February too, because I need to like love on all my team and all my friends from different states and different countries. I'm like, it is killing me. And I know it's killing you guys too. So I'm actually not going to put this on speaker mode for myself. I was talking to myself for a minute. Okay, so this Zoom is seriously fire right now. I have to literally shout you guys out because I am obsessed with the tips that I'm getting. I'm writing them down myself, honestly. Even though I'm on here training, I'm like, this is fire right now. So my notes are a little bit different than everybody else's, a little bit. I would say they're kind of chaotic. So I'm just gonna roll with it and just go with it. So a lot of you guys who don't know me, I actually come from a really crazy background. And so what Tanya was saying about how for the first 3 to 6 months, you really have to transform your entire, network. That is true. My family and my friends were not supportive of me whatsoever when I first started. For lack of a better words, I was known as the town drunk. And so everybody knew me as the person who was just up for a good time. I was the person who showed up and I was like, let's get it done. That's how I was. I loved being the life of the party back then. I was a mess 24/7, kind of still am, but in a completely different way. I had to change the way that I was, I had to stop being so negative. And I don't know if you guys ever get those notifications of like your post from like years ago and you look at it and you're like, dude, like, why did I ever say things like that? I got one yesterday where I was cussing like a sailor on a post and I was like, oh my gosh, Chelsea, you were ridiculous, complaining about some random stuff that nobody even cared about. Why was I putting out my dirty laundry like that, right? I don't know. But we all have done it at one point or another. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you come from a really shy background, okay? People don't know you as that person who reaches out to people. So when you do, they're going to be like, well, what is this? Like, this is really weird. And they're going to be all standoffish and they're going to not be all for it right off the bat. And you have to understand that. So I actually had a conversation with one of my girls on my team the other day about how her network is mainly in her area. And she said, well, maybe I need to expand out of my area. Right. And I am all for expanding into different states, different areas, whatever. I love it. I expand mainly down south. I just love the girls on my team that are from the south. And so, I expand there mostly. And it's crazy because when I first started this business, I was on food stamps and state assistant. Everybody around here knew that I was because I put my business out there, and now I'm not. And the crazy part is that when I expanded out of like state, out of the area, and nobody knew me. Nobody knew my background story. Nobody knew who I was. So it was really simple to start talking about what this business was doing for me and just kind of sharing just the highlights of my past, not so much all the nitty gritty, all the craziness that happened and everything. And so I think that's a really great idea. And that's a really good tip that Tanya gave about how you have to grow your new network. You have to grow into it. You get to choose who you get to be on social media. And I truly am a firm believer in that. I've chosen who I want to be. And now I am this person. So when people see me, like Mandy said, around her town, they're like, you're still doing that? People say the same exact thing to me. So you want to make sure that, of course, you're growing into that. One of the things that I think Tanya kind of dabbled with on this was host to post. I do host to post like crazy too, just like she does. I also am a firm believer in cold messaging. I know everybody's got their own skeptical, beliefs around that and stuff, but I am a firm messenger. Most of my team is messaging like crazy. And that's why we're, enrolling or planting seeds like crazy. I refer to this business as like, almost like planting seeds and harvesting. Okay. You've got your times where you're planting seeds like crazy, right? And then you have a time where you harvest like crazy, which is usually like our January, February, March, April, May, right around that time, right? So right now we are in the biggest seed planting season. Okay. And so when new distributors come in, a lot of the times they come in and they think to themselves, well, I'm not getting anybody right now, but you have to understand that everything you're doing right now is going to pay off in the next 3 to 6 months. And you have to understand that if you want a really big harvest, you have to plant the seeds. You have to grow your network. You have to do all the hard things right now so that you can do all the easy things later, right? So that you can live that best life later. And think about it like this, okay? When you plant a seed, right? Let's say that we plant, an apple seed for like a tree in our backyard, right? If you plant that, you don't walk out the next morning and have a freaking tree in your backyard, right? That'd be really cool if you did, but we don't. So you have to actually water it. You have to give it sunlight. You have to make sure that it is fed properly, because when you do, that tree is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, right? And if you only plant one seed and you only work on that one seed, what are you going to get? You're only going to get one tree. You can't build a big business just by growing that one tree, right? You can't have an apple orchard with one tree. So what you have to do is you have to plant more seeds. And this is what I get all the time. When I first started this business, I think me and Mandy came up with this realization at the same exact time. We looked at each other, we were like, what do they mean by do more? Right? Do you remember that? What do they mean by do more? If you want more success in this business, let's just say you don't want to just be an executive anymore. You don't want to be a Ruby anymore. You want to be more. You want to have diamond. You want to go double. You want to go triple, right? If you want more, you have to do more. What that means is you have to do more host to post, right? People are saying, well, I send out messages all day long. I can't host to post. Okay, grow your network. Grow your network more. Message more. Ask more. When you are doing your business, do more of all the things that produce your income. Because if you don't, you're not going to get more. We have to get over this thought of we can do a little bit and get such a huge harvest, right? We have to physically put in the work. And that work might be hard sometimes, like Mandy was saying. That work might look like exhausting, or you might feel like some days you don't want to do it, right? But you have to still get up and do it, because you have to focus on how big that harvest has to be in the next 3 to 6 months for you to hit that massive goal that you're looking to hit. Okay. So that was one of my biggest things I want to make sure that I talked about when I'm messaging people. Yes, I do 10-minute messaging sprees. If you're new to me in general, and you don't know what that is, that's literally, I set my timer for 10 minutes and I go right down my friends list and I send messages out. I don't send the same message. Okay. What I'm doing is I have a board with like 50 different messages and I just rotate those messages going down. I'm asking them if they want to post for me. I'm asking them if they've ever thought about doing what I do. I'm asking them if they know anybody who would want to grow their hair out, or if they know anybody who would want to do a detox for me and give me their feedback. If they know anybody who loves coffee and wants to just get healthier and burn fat all at the same exact time like I do, right? So keyword, I never ask people, when you're straight up messaging people, never ask them if they want to lose weight. Okay. Never ask them if they want to grow their hair out. Never ask them if they want to. Instead, make it about, do they know anybody? Because it's a little less harsh, right? And if they want to, guess what? They're going to tell you that they want to. They're not going to shy away from it. They're going to tell you that they want to. And if they don't feel comfortable telling you right off the bat, guess what? That's where your posting comes in. That's where they watch your story. That's where they watch all the things. And that's why it's so important to plant the seeds. And what I mean by that is sending those messages out. Okay. My dogs are going crazy. Sorry about that. If you hear him in the background, he's outside on a runner and he's just like going crazy. Okay. So my second thing was consistently growing your network. Think about this. I got to text Matt really, really quick. I'm so sorry, guys.
While she is texting her husband, I loved what she talked about, the 10-minute messaging sprees. Now, I don't do 10-minute messaging sprees, but what I do is, I don't know if y'all can see me or not, so I'm going to talk in. I don't know if I need to, let me unspotlight her real quick. Okay, so I don't do the 10-minute messaging sprees, but I do message for 30 minutes at a time. And what I do is I've also learned how to use my pockets of time to add up to 30 minutes. So that does turn into a 10-minute messaging spree sometimes. Yesterday on the way to church and the way home, I was like, well, I'm going to make use of the time that I'm in the car. So I'm not driving, obviously. So I did just message down my friends list and I looked at the start time and the stop time. Just doing that on the way there and the way back, 24 minutes of messaging. So I knocked out almost a block of messaging because I consider a block 30 minutes. And I the goal is to do 10 blocks a week of messaging, which sounds like a lot. I do 5 on Instagram, 5 on Facebook, because I'm getting a lot more into making sure I'm asking those people instead of just waiting for them to come to me. But yeah, so I loved how she talks about doing the messaging and doing it in 10-minute increments. Because sometimes it may not be that you're sitting down to do it for 10 minutes, but maybe you have 10 minutes while you're waiting for the oven timer to go off, or 10 minutes in a car on the way to whatever, or 10 minutes in a pickup line now that school is starting. So sometimes it is just utilizing the minutes that you have instead of, it's so easy for us to say, oh, I don't have time. But how many 5 and 10 minute increments do we do nothing waiting for whatever to happen that we could be messaging that would add up to 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes of messaging? So now that you're back, Chelsea, I'm going to re-spotlight you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. I don't know why he's doing that. And I tried texting Matt, but he's like MIA. So I have no idea. So if he starts like, going crazy, I'm so sorry about that. So I love that you had said that you do the 30 minutes, because you're right that like some people, when they're going throughout their day, it's easier to get those 5-10 minutes. And the crazy part is the reason why I kind of started doing these 5 and 10 minute messaging sprees. They're mostly 10 minutes, but the reason why I started doing these 10-minute messaging sprees was because I used to work 2 jobs. Okay. So I was working 70 hours a week or more, working 2 jobs. One of my jobs was like an hour away. One of them was 30 minutes away. So I only had 10-minute pockets when I was either driving to work. I would pull in 10 minutes early, or I would get out of work and I would sit there for 10 minutes. Okay. Maybe, we didn't have lunch break. I was in the medical field, so we didn't really have lunch breaks. I was working at nursing homes and stuff like that. But if you were a smoker, you got a lunch break or you got a little smoke break. So I adapted to smoking or I adopted that or whatever. And then I started doing, messaging sprees on those breaks. So every single time. Now, I'm not saying go out and become a smoker so you can get a break, but I am saying that that's what I did. And I didn't do it just for that, but and so I just utilized those times. Any minutes that I could get, if I got home, I would sit in my car for 10 minutes in the driveway and just do 10 minutes of messaging. Kind of, locking myself in the bathroom for 30 minutes is really hard. So sometimes I only have 10 minutes with the 2 kids and craziness going on. And like you guys know, I'm like a mess 24/7. So sometimes 10 minutes is all I've got. So I kind of teach my team the same exact thing, but of course, if you have more time, absolutely go for it and prioritize your time around getting in your inbox and stuff like that. Growing your network is really, really, really important. You want to think about growing your network. Like you need to plant the seeds, but where are you going to get the seeds from? Right. So you have to actually go to the store and buy the seeds, or you have to, I don't even know how else you would get seeds. Right. That's all that I know anyway.
Clearly Chelsea is not a planter.
Yeah, clearly I don't plan a lot of things in my life. Okay.
No, plan, not plan.
So you have to get the seeds anyways. You have to get the seeds from somewhere. And so how are you going to get them? You need to go grow your network so that you have the people on your Facebook to message. I don't go and find people and message them before I become friends with them. I become friends with them. And once they get on my Facebook, it's fair game. I go and I talk to them about whatever I'm going to talk to them about, either host a post, asking them if they want to do what I do, or talking to them about products, or finding one of their friends to become a product model. Other thing is becoming a product of the product. You guys had mentioned this. I've lost over 60 pounds with our skinny coffee. Okay. This is hands down one of the biggest transformations in my business is being able to tell people that I've done that and having my own result photos to show that. Okay. It is so important. And it's okay if you don't want to do a weight loss one. Okay. Like Mandy said, use the skincare. It's going to change your life. I use a skincare myself. It lasts forever. So I literally just have to order another bottle of Refresh. And I've had it since I think I saw Mandy the last time. So, and I've been using it ever since. So it's crazy how long it lasts. It's crazy. So you can use different things if you want to just use, I don't know, the hair, skin, nails, like Tanya said that she does. I have hair, skin, nails before and after pictures too. But trying to get as many results with as many products as you can. And when you get those results, share the ever living crap out of them. Like seriously, nonstop. Share them on your story every single day. Make your coffee on there. Like Tanya said, pop a pill in your mouth and say, I love the mermaid challenge. That is so good. That's like attraction marketing at its finest, right? Just sharing something that you're doing without saying the actual product. So making sure that when you are posting on Facebook, not saying like, who wants to try my keto coffee, right? All they're going to do is go to your like website or go to itworks.com or go type in keto coffee on Amazon and they're going to go buy that coffee. So it's really important to make sure you say things like skinny coffee, making sure you say things like mermaid challenge, making sure that when you are talking about it, say, I love these hair vitamins, right? People don't know what it is. So they're going to ask you what it is. Making sure that when you're talking about, the reds or the greens or the collagen, I love this orange drink, right? They don't know what that orange drink is. They can't go type into Amazon orange drink. You have to actually educate them on it and they're going to have to ask. So super important to do that. Another thing is sharing your story. That's one of the biggest things that, like I said, I come from a really crazy past and it was really broken and everything. And I had a lot of dirty laundry that was aired out all over my Facebook. And I got to transform myself into this person. Even though I transformed myself into this person, I still share where I come from, the highlights of it, right? I make sure that I share that because people are going to connect with your past and where you were. And they're going to, relate to it and stuff like that, but they're going to want to see where you're going. And a lot of the times people will buy into you before they buy into the product. So it's really important in relationship building to show people who you are, be authentically you, show them what you're doing, what you're transforming, the health journey that you're on. That's really important. Things that maybe that you've struggled with in the past, and this is what you're working towards. They need to see that you have a goal. And with that vision, they can start casting a vision for their own life, especially with products and things like that. Another thing is making sure that you're putting on your Facebook or on your story or whatever, about your products. You can't expect to open a store on social media and never actually open your store. You have to make sure that people know that you're open every single day. So I know like Tanya and Mandy said that they don't share like before and after pictures. I'm not a huge fan of sharing them either. Every once in a great while I will. But I'm not sharing them every single day, but I'm making sure that every day I'm either putting it on my story, I'm putting it on my Facebook, I'm putting it somewhere that they're able to see that I'm using these products every single day. Or I know somebody who's using a specific product that maybe I'm not using, but they are, right? Another great thing that I noticed that's getting me a lot of potential loyal customers and loyal customers in general is sharing when I get a loyal customer. So like if I get a loyal customer, I will take a screenshot of either in my email where it shows this person has, become a loyal customer. Congratulations. Or I'll take a picture of the little thank you. Your order has been placed, and I will screenshot that and I will put it on my story. So I'll take a little video of me like dancing in the mirror or like my daughter doing this or something cool that catches their attention, but I'm putting the little screenshot of someone becoming a loyal customer. A lot of people will follow people more than they'll do it themselves, right? So it's so important to understand that when they see that someone else is doing it too, they instantly get curious and they want to do it for themselves. So making sure that you're showing that too every single day, that goes right with like whenever you get bonuses and things like that. So that's a really good one. Organization, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about because I know we had mentioned it before, but I do organization a little bit differently. I'm not sure really how Mandy does hers, but I know I do it a little bit differently than Tanya. So I actually have this calendar and I love this calendar. It has been my favorite since I got it. I got it at the beginning of the year. I just typed in deluxe or organizer deluxe calendar on Amazon. You can get it. I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks, something like that, but it lasts you the entire year. It's heavy duty. And it's got the columns. This is my favorite. Okay. And the reason why I did this honestly was because I saw a video of Jade Hooper using something similar, to organize her stuff. And so I went and ordered my own, and this is how I do it, guys. Okay. So every single day when I am messaging people, I'm doing my messaging sprees. I go through my messages in the afternoon, kind of like Tanya said, she has 3 different Zoom calls. The afternoon is my time to shine and respond to all of the messages that I've sent out throughout my 10-minute messaging sprees throughout the day. So there's a little chunk of time where my son is napping. When he's napping or when he's sleeping late at night, that's when I go and respond to all my messages. And what I do is I get my host to post out during that time. I write down all my potential loyal customers that I gain. I write down every single person that I talk to that day. And so you can see, these are like all the ones from today. I haven't gone through and finished all of them, but this column will be completely full by the end of the day. And what I like to do is I personally number them on the side so you can see how many potential loyal customers I'm getting throughout the day. And I have a goal for myself daily. So I make sure that I never go underneath that goal every single day, just so I can make sure that my business is consistently flowing. Okay. So if there's a point where I don't get that many on there and I need more by 5, 6 o'clock at night, I'm going to hustle to get the rest. And so some days I don't want to, but I have to, because I know that if I don't, then it's just going to end up hurting me in the long run in the next 3 to 6 months. So I make sure I'm consistently adding to this. Now with my follow-ups, because I know Tanya kind of went over that too. With my follow-ups, every single day, I'm writing these people down. So on Tuesday, I'm actually going back to Monday and I'm following up with these people with one simple message like, hey, I'm putting in a couple of orders for my hair, skin, nails. Do you want me to put in one for you too? Super simple. Or I'm saying, hey, I'm adding in a couple of entries for my host to post. Have you put this up yet? Or something like that. Very, very, very simple. Okay. Same with distributors. I just do a quick follow-up message. Then on Wednesday, I'll follow up with everybody from Tuesday. Thursday, I follow up with everybody from Wednesday. And then Friday, I follow up with every single person. Usually that's when I create urgency. Like, hey, I've got 2 last discounted spots for my hair vitamin. Do you want it? Hey, I'm down to my last spot for my skinny wraps. Do you want it? Right. And then I do something similar that Mandy does, where she said that every other week she kind of follows up. I like to be the last person that they talk to. So I am following up, but I'm following up in a kind of a different way where I'm talking to them about life in general, or I'm liking all over their page and then I'm going to message them a little while later, or I'm following up with them for a host to post. And so I'm kind of intertwining it. So this week I might have followed up with them about the hair, skin, nails. Next week I might follow up with them about a host to post and see if they want to post for me. The week afterwards I might ask them if they've ever thought about doing what I do. The week after that, I might ask them about the 2-day cleanse and if they know anybody. But this is what's getting me crazy mental loyal customers every single week, just doing this same exact thing all the time, every single day. And it allows me to keep things in one area. If you know me, I'm not the 100% best organized person. And so this has been best case scenario for me, organizing in one place where my days are seriously scattered all over the place. And I can just go back to it every single day, or every single night. And I think that's what I had for most of it. If you guys had any questions, or I don't know what you have next, Tanya.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat. I'm actually going to glance at the chat right now. Perhaps, do you always wait for them to accept or add you as a friend before messaging them? I don't. I message them right away. I don't know. Chelsea, do you wait till they accept you or do you just message them?
Are we talking about people who comment on a hap?
Yeah.
Okay, if they comment on a hap, I always actually have them message me. And so underneath the comment, I usually I'll tag their name. So I'll click reply. So it automatically tags their name. And then I'll put, please add me on Facebook and send me a message. And then if a week goes by and they still haven't added me and sent a message, usually it's like 3 days, they send me it at least. Okay. If they don't, within a week, I go through all my host posts and I make sure that I go and add everybody and send them a message.
And that's how I do it too.
Yep,
I have them message me because it keeps you from getting blocked if you have them message you first. But yeah, the ones that don't, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still going to message you regardless if you follow directions.
Yeah, I agree. I don't wait for them to add me at all.
I don't wait a week. I wait like 2 days. And then I'm like, okay, I'll message you. Mandy, do you do anything different with that when it comes to host to post?
Yeah, I wait for people to accept my friend request, which normally, like, I might have 1 out of 10 that don't accept it straight away. And then I will go back. I try and do it every night or at least every week. I'll go back and make sure that everyone's accepted my friend request and then I can message everyone because, yeah, otherwise I get blocked way too easy. And a lot of people here won't. I have some people that will message first, but typically I have a lot of, like, I have main success if I just I reply to them and just say, send you a friend request so I can message you. And if people don't want to add me, then they'll typically send me a message and just say, sorry, I don't add random people back. Can you give me information? So.
Okay. Yeah. And if you're getting blocked a lot, you do have to get creative. I was getting blocked a lot with I couldn't message pictures to people for a long time to where, and it was just because I was doing all of my I was checking in on all of my hosted posts at the same block of work. So now I do like 10 minutes in the morning, checking in on a few, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening, along with I just spread it out instead of doing it as 1 power hour. And I knock on wood. If I had wood, I would knock on it somewhere. And I have 5% left of this battery. So this Zoom's almost over. Perfect timing. But I haven't got blocked in a while. So hopefully that, But that's actually when I had, like Chelsea said, I had them started messaging me because I was getting blocked from messaging too many people that weren't my friends because so many people were commenting on the ads that I couldn't keep up with them without getting blocked. So if you're having issues with something on Facebook, talk to your upline, take advice from here, get creative. Like there's always ways around it, but you definitely have to switch it up sometimes. I don't like doing it like that. I like just sitting down and doing all my hosted posts at one time. But if I'm going to get blocked, it's not worth it. So I don't like waiting for them to message me either, but sometimes that's just what you got to do.
Tanya, can I add something like right before
for sure.
Okay. So you guys see how different a lot of the things that Mandy, Tanya, and I are doing. We're all doing things completely different. We all have different schedules. We all have different lives. And there's always there's different things going on in all of our lives, but yet we're all finding a way to do it. Okay. So like you might be sitting there saying, well, I've got this going on, so I can't, or I've got that going on, so I can't. Let me tell you, there's somebody else that has that same exact story. And instead of complaining about it, instead of saying I can't because of, instead of, making up excuses or saying that I can't because of whatever, they're taking that same exact excuse and they're winning with it. So making sure that, you take these Zoom calls as if she can do it, I can too. If her life is crazy, well, I can too. If she's got a super busy schedule, then I can too. If she's always on the go, I can too, right? Making sure that you're always doing that. I just want to make sure that I put that out there because that was a really good reference.
Definitely. And we all, like she said, we all work differently. Guys, someone on my team is going to vibe more with Mandy or more with Chelsea. And guys, we are all one team, one mission. That's why we do these Zooms. Not one of us are you going to message and ask for a script or a video replay or whatever, and we're just going to ignore you or tell you no. Like, we'll send it to you. Now, if it's me, it might take me a couple of days because sometimes it does. I don't think any of us will probably get back to you within 5 minutes, but we will point you to a video or training or send you a script or whatever you're asking for. So if you vibe with Chelsea more than you do me or Mandy and you're on one of our teams, message her and ask her for whatever you're looking for, like whatever that missing link is. And same thing if you're on Chelsea's team, message me or Mandy. You might vibe with, if you're vibing with us more, if you're on Mandy's team, message me or Chelsea. Like none of us care. None of us are going to tell any of our team like, oh, well, you're not doing it like me, so I'm not going to help you anymore. I don't give a crap how my team does it. If you're signing distributors and customers and you're having fun in this business and you're making money, as long as you're doing it with integrity, like that's a big thing on my team. And I think it is on Chelsea and Mandy's too. Like, don't be lying and scamming people because that doesn't look good on any of us. But as long as you are having fun, making money, doing it the right way, I don't care whose method you're following. That's not important to me. The important thing is you're doing it and you're making money for your family, which is why you started in the first place. I'm going to end this because there's 2%. I'm hoping I can get this out before the 2%, but just to Chelsea's planner. So Jade Hooper actually uses one very similar to that. It's called Erin Condren. I'm a huge planner nerd. And the only reason I even say it is because I'm a Happy Planner person. Happy Planner and Erin Condren are the two big ones, and they're like rivals, but they both go on sale August and September for back to school. So if you're looking to get one of the big fancy planners, like what she just showed you, Erin Condren is the one that has all the columns. And then hers does too, but I don't like, you said from Amazon. So I'm assuming it's not like one of the big names, but you can get the big name ones really cheap. The beginning of this month and next month, just because it's back to school. Yeah, I'm not an Erin Condren person. I much prefer Happy Planner, but you're going to be one or the other. If you're a planner person, you're either going to like Happy Planner or Erin Condren because they're vastly different from each other. And then all the other planners out there pretty much take their ideas from either Erin Condren or the Happy Planner, and they just kind of trickle down and put a different name on it. So yeah, Happy Planner all the way. But if you're looking for the one that she has or the one like Jade talks about, that's the Erin Condren one. The Happy Planner, that's the one thing I don't like about it, is it doesn't have like the really cool columns. That's why I use notebook paper. But anyways, I'm gonna hop off. It's gonna cut us off anyways. Thank you guys for hopping on, and we will see you next Monday when we talk about selling samples. Bye.